Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Because I write for a living, people often ask me if I've ever contemplated writing a novel. The easy answer is of course I have. But it's like people who smoke and vow to quit. Easy to say, tough to do. I've started the great American novel any number of times. I get about a paragraph in and then lose interest. Regardless, the notion has always intrigued me. So I've hit upon a plan. I will abandon my dream of authoring the great American novel and will instead pursue something a bit less noble, the great American romance novel. I mean, how hard can it be? You know the paperbacks I'm talking about. You've seen them at the grocery store. You've seen them at Walmart. They always feature beautiful people caught up in lust and passion, a mix that apparently provides enjoyment to millions of people who don't know James Patterson from Floyd Patterson, but do love a sexy story. I'll just go with a formula that has no chance of making the bestseller list, but practically guarantees a reasonable amount of financial success. I'll start with the two main characters, one man, one woman. As our story begins, they are standing near the edge of a cliff, high above a crashing surf. He's buffed and chiseled from stone. His hair is jet black, his shirt is always unbuttoned and hanging open as he stares toward the distant horizon, apparently oblivious to the fact that he is not alone. She is a blonde with green eyes. She always wears an ankle-length gown. The heat of summer or the ice and snow of winter, it doesn't matter. Her hair flies in the wind as she rests her head on his chest and silently prays that someday he will glance down and discover her there. You don't have to work too hard to picture them in your mind. They appear right on the cover of the book. I have no idea where they really live, but evidently it is always windy there. As I work my way through a steamy Chapter 1 and pretend to care about character development, I will utilize a familiar framework trusted by hundreds of romance novelists before me. My heroine will be a woman scorned, probably ignored or abandoned by the man she thought she loved. She is looking for love elsewhere now, and so far in all the wrong places. Unlucky in matters of the heart, she will be no match for our hero. He will be a textbook definition of the perfect male, desired by every woman who gazes into his fiery, deep blue eyes. She will try to look away, but she will absorb enough eye candy to risk diabetes. She will be shaken to her soul by feelings long suppressed, and she will wonder how something so wrong could be so right. Along the way, a relationship will grow, but it will be rooted not in the traditional values of marriage, but in, well, you know. Let's just say these two will not have the blessing of the church. There are other techniques that any good romance novelist employs, and I will borrow them all. It's important to mention our hero's rock-hard abs and our heroine's sinewy curves at least once a page. Note to self, look up sinewy and make sure that's what it really means. Here and there I will tease the reader with flashbacks to a somewhat complicated backstory involving a weeping willow tree and a dog named Ambrosia. Ultimately, I will have to end the book. I think I will have our overheated couple just go all Shakespeare and jump off the cliff together at sunset. All the way down, they both will cry out for joy. Above them, at the edge of the cliff, Ambrosia will peer down into the void. Then, as the last wisp of daylight succumbs to the night, he will trot off to the weeping willow tree, lift his leg, and cry out for joy.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at WGTE.org/life.